Remember when you were a kid and you would fold up a sheet of paper, cut it out, and turn it into a snowflake, hang it on the window or from the ceiling, and you just create this beautiful snowy scene out of paper? Well, today we are going to use that concept and we are going to create a snowflake skirt. So we've been going over a lot of technical stuff on the channel lately, so this video is just all about having fun and getting creative. The first thing you need to create this awesome skirt is a circle skirt pattern. So if you don't have one at home, I have one that you can download on the website, or you can use my free circle skirt generator. Once you have your pattern, I suggest printing out or copying a handful of the patterns in half scale. So that way you can have fun and practice cutting out the design to figure out which design you like best. So that way you can perfect your snowflake design, because you know from cutting out snowflakes, sometimes they turn out beautiful, sometimes not so much. So practicing on the half scale is a great way to perfect that design. Plus, these little half scale ones could make fun decorations on their own. To create this project, you're going to need a few supplies. You're going to need some stiff felt for your snowflake on the outside of the skirt. You're going to need a satin or some sort of fabric to put behind the snowflake. You're also going to need a little bit of interfacing for your waistband and a zipper for your skirt. The exact amount of fabric you'll need will depend on what size and how long your skirt's going to be. So once you've perfected your design on half scale, now we can transfer it to the full scale, or you can practice on the full scale too, totally up to you. So you can see here, we've tested out some different design variations. And for my skirt, I'm going to try and replicate this one. Once you've decided on a design, we're gonna move on to the full scale. So you're gonna take your half circle skirt. This one here is a quarter of the circle skirt that I'm working with. And I'm going to draw 3/8 of an inch in on the side over here, because this is what my seam allowance is. So whatever your seam allowance is, I'm going to suggest that you draw that in if you are using a different pattern. Now let's talk about folding this, that way we can cut it up. So the easiest thing to do is to fold it in fours when you have the quarter here. So bringing the edge that says on fold to your seam allowance line, and then going and folding this over again in half. Now you could fold it in 3s, 4s, 5, 6, 7, 8s, whatever you want. Basically, we just need to fold up this paper so we can create our cuts in our design. And if you're trying to follow what you did in half scale, then make sure you're folding it the same amount. So my suggestion for replicating your design is fold up the small one, however many folds you had in there. And now let's take a look at the shape so that way we can replicate it over on the big one. And I'm going to suggest that you just roughly kind of hand draw it out until you kind of get the symmetry and the placement that you're really liking. So I'm going to start with my heart up here. I don't want it too close to my waist. And now I'm going to move here and check out this inside shape. Now it's on the inside, so we want to make sure we're not cutting through on this side. So be aware of that. So we're coming up, down, over, up. So basically kind of rough out your design. You know, you can use a ruler too. If you're feeling really crafty, you know, I think it's fun to just kind of hand sketch it out, use your skills there. And now we're going to draw the design here on the bottom. So it looks like we're coming up. We're going to make a point in here, point in here, and then we're going to come back down. So we got a bit of an angle here, and now back up. So now this is roughly the design that I have on the small scale. So now I'm going to cut it out with my paper scissors on the full scale. And if you're having a hard time keeping this all together, what you can do is just put some staples in here, just a few. It'll help hold it together for when you're cutting out. If you're enjoying sewing Anastasia, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. If you want to learn even more about sewing, make sure you check out our online and in-person classes. There's links down below for everything. Now, let's get back to the snowflake skirt. Okay, let's make that snowflake skirt. Whew, I have cut out my snowflake. Now let's open it up and see what we have. Ooh, look at that. How cute. Love the hearts. We got our fun design. We've got our shaped hem. And keep in mind, this is only a quarter of it. So we're going to have a full circle skirt with this design on it. Now that we have the basis for our design, you want to grab your felt fabric so that way we can cut out our snowflake in fabric. So I've got my white felt here and I've folded it in half. And you might be wondering, why am I using felt? Well, I'm using felt because it does not fray when you cut into it. It is a bonded fabric, needle pointed fabric, so we don't have to worry about anything fraying. So if you are choosing a fabric for the outside of your snowflake, make sure it's a fabric that doesn't fray. You could use vinyl, you could use regular fleece. There's a lot of different options out there for you, but I think felt is a great one. So if you remember, our skirt is cut to unfold. So this is going to be one unfold, and then I'm going to do the same thing again. Now, to get these intricate shapes into our fabric, you've got a few options here. You can trace it out with a marking tool and then remove the pattern and go ahead and cut these out by hand with some scissors. Or what you can do is get an X-Acto blade and then work your way around each design. That's what I'm going to suggest you do, is use an X-Acto blade to go around all of the designs in your snowflake. And then it's going to turn out very, very precise. But you choose your method that works for you. You could even use a little rotary cutter. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut that pattern out twice so we have a full circle skirt. So now I've cut out both of the felt snowflakes. Now we need to cut out our underskirt. So you're going to go ahead and cut out a complete circle skirt in whatever fabric you want below your snowflake. Just so you can get a visual of what the skirt is going to look like, I've placed the under fabric below the snowflake. Look at how cool this looks. I love it. And while we're cutting, you should also be cutting out your waistband and the interfacing for your waistband. Now that we have everything cut out, we're going to start working on our underskirt, which is going to be this solid satin down here. So what we're going to do is finish all of our edges, the hem, the waist, the side seams. And then we're also going to fuse our fusible to the waistband, and then we'll finish the edges of the waistband too. Because if you're using a satin like I am, it is just starting to unravel like crazy. So it's going to be so much easier to work with when the edges are finished. So when you're finishing your edges, remember you've got a few options. You can serge it, zigzag it, overcast. Today, I'm going to be serging my edges. So I've got everything serged up here in the blue. So now we're going to sew together the right-hand side seam of the skirt here in the blue. So we're just going to line up this straight side here, and we're going to sew it up with 3/8 of an inch seam. My fabric doesn't have a print, but the right side is the shiny side, so I'm going to place right sides together. Don't forget your seam allowance on the pattern. If you're using my pattern is 3/8 of an inch. So now the seam is sewn up on my underskirt, and we're going to move on to the felt one. So we're going to sew up the right-hand side on this one. Make sure you're following your seam allowance on your pattern. I'm going to do it the exact same way I just did the satin one. Now I have my snowflake seam sewn together and ironed open. Our snowflake skirt is really coming together. Now we're going to start attaching the snowflake to the underskirt. So you want your underskirt right side face up, and then we take the snowflake and place that on top of it, right side face up. Now this next step, you can do it in 2 steps where we line up these edges around the waist and then sew that together, or you can do it in 1 step where we're going to sew 3 layers together. So you're going to take your waistband, and we are going to also place that on top and pin all 3 layers together all the way around. So you can either do that in 2 steps or in 1 step. So I'm going to do this in 1 step, and the first thing you want to do is find the center of the waistband, and we're going to line that up with our side seam here on the skirts. So line those seams up and then flip this back and line up that center point of the waistband with that seam. Now when we're pinning a circle, to make sure it doesn't stretch out anymore on us, I want you to go to the other end, one of the side seams, and we're going to line up these layers. So we've got the underskirt, the top skirt, and the waistband. So now we're going to pin everything together all the way over to that center point that I marked, and then we'll do the other side. So now I have the waistband pinned on with the underskirt and the top skirt. So now I'm gonna go sew all 3 of those layers together. And you do have a lot of layers here, so as you're sewing, just make sure you're constantly checking, make sure everything's nice and flat. As always, never sew over pins, bad for your needle, bad for your machine, bad for your fabric and your eyeballs. When you get to the end, back stitch. Let's take a look. Ta-da! I was thinking snowflakes always sparkle, so I just had to add some rhinestones. Now it's time to insert our invisible zipper in the side seam. But before we do that, I'm going to suggest that you take your snowflake layer and you just sew it down right where the serge is, so that way it doesn't move on you when you're putting in the zipper. And then we want our zipper to go halfway up into the waistband. So it's going to be easiest if we go over to the iron and just iron your waistband in half. And then that'll give us a nice clear definition as to where the top of the waistband is. So I've sewn down the felt to the satin here and I've ironed my waistband in half. Now we're ready to get that invisible zipper in there. To put in the invisible zipper, I'm going to unzip it. I'm going to flip it over to the left side. We're going to make sure that that little plastic piece is up at the waist where I ironed it in half. And then I'm going to sew it down right in the middle of the zipper tape. And then I'm going to come back again and sew it down, getting really close to the inside where the little groove is in the zipper teeth. And I'm going to do the same thing to both sides. After that, we're going to make sure that we are sewing up the bottom of the skirt below the zipper so we don't have an opening down here. So we're going to sew that up, and then we'll be ready to sew down the waistband around the top of the zipper. Now our invisible zipper is all sewn in and looking awesome. And if you need some more help and details on putting in an invisible zipper, make sure you check out one of my videos on that. I have many of them. I'll put some links down below for you, where you can find an in-depth tutorial on an invisible zipper. Next, we're going to finish the edge of the waistband by the zipper. So I'm going to hold the zipper tape over to the outside, and I'm going to fold the waistband back right at that crease there. So you're going to notice it's going to fold over the zipper. And now what we're going to do is just sew essentially in the middle of the zipper tape, just in this 1-inch section here. And this is going to finish it off like really nice by the zipper. So we're gonna get this a really nice, clean, finished edge here. So now we're gonna do that. So again, I'm just sewing through all of the layers right in the middle of the zipper tape. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So now you can see how nice the edge of the waistband looks right around the zipper. Beautiful. Now our waistband right now is opening up. So what we're going to do is just secure it to the seam allowance here. So we're just going to start sewing about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge all the way around, and just sew as close to the zipper as you can. Don't worry about getting absolutely in this section. As long as it's tacked down fairly close to it, it's not going to open up and move around on you. And if you'd like, you can even do a stitch in the ditch. So what you're going to do if you're choosing that option is just stitch right in the seam right there, all the way around the waist, and that will secure the waistband down. So our waistband is completely secure on the inside, so it's not going to pull up anymore. Now we're going to hem the bottom of our circle skirt. There's a few different ways you could do this. I'm just going to be using a single fold hem, which is 1/4 inch wide, and stitching it down all the way around. You could also create a bias facing on the bottom for a really high-end finish. You could also do a very small rolled hem. If you're going to do that really small rolled hem at the bottom, like 1/8 and 1/8, you should really be using band roll. So make sure you check out my video on that. I'll put a link down below. So I hemmed up the entire bottom of the circle skirt. You can see my little stitch there, and then when we turn it back, you can see the serge is stitched down. So we have a nice single folded hem going all the way around. Now there's one last step to make this magical skirt be all that it can be, and that is sewing around all the little pieces of the snowflake to the underskirt, so that way it helps it hold structure and shape. So if you're doing this step, I would hold off on rhinestoning it to the very end, because I'm gonna have to go around right next to the rhinestones, which is fine and possible, but to make it easier on yourself, I would do it after. I just got so excited about putting rhinestones on this. So before we start sewing though, we're gonna wanna grab our pins and make sure everything is flat, and we're going to pin all of the felt down to the satin, making sure everything is perfectly in position. And then after we pin, you wanna hold it up and make sure it's all laying properly, nothing is pulling or puckering, because if it looks like it is right now, it's gonna look like that later when you sew it too. So we gotta make sure everything is super smooth right now. Now I have it all pinned down, and I'm going to be adding my little edge stitches around all of my cuts. So let's go do it. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom, start working my way all the way around these pieces, making sure I don't hit any of my rhinestones that are already on here. I finished sewing down the entire snowflake, so that means we are finished. So you can see I have all of the edges sewn down right next to all my sequins. So this skirt is ready for a dance party. And here's the snowflake skirt on the dress form. I just love the volume of the circle skirt, the really fun cutout details, and all the rhinestones, really making our snowflake sparkle. And I wanted to show you what it looks like when you put a little petticoat under it. You can see how it really puffs out the circle skirt and gives it a little bit more volume. So you can really have a lot of fun with a snowflake skirt. And here's the skirt on. How fun is this? I love it. This was such a fun project to create. I loved adding all the rhinestones, cutting out the snowflake, and it's such an easy style to wear, which is really nice. Wear it with a sweatshirt, maybe a t-shirt. You can be real casual with it, or you can dress it up and have a lot of fun with it. Thanks so much for watching Sew Anastasia today and making a snowflake skirt with me. If you have any questions on the process, leave it down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're not already a subscriber, well, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when those new tutorials come out. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. These videos are for you guys. And don't forget, I teach online and in-person classes here in Chicago. So make sure you check out my classes through the links down below. And if you want to sew up a new pattern with me every month, make sure you check out my Pattern of the Month Club, where you get a new pattern with sew-along tutorials every single month. There's also a link down below for that. If you want to know what's going on in the studio right now, well, make sure you check out my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye!